Friday, June 24. Further Thought. Read Ellen G. White, Joseph and His Brothers from the book Patriarchs and Prophets, pages 233 to 240, and from the same book, page 239 and 240, says, "The life of Joseph illustrates the life of Christ. It was envy that moved the brothers of Joseph to sell him as a slave. They hoped to prevent him from becoming greater than themselves. And when he was carried to Egypt, they flattered themselves that they were to be no more troubled with his dreams, that they had removed all possibility of their fulfillment. But their own course was overruled by God to bring about the very event that they designed to hinder. So the Jewish priests and elders were jealous of Christ, fearing that he would attract the attention of the people from them. They put him to death to prevent him from becoming king, but they were thus bringing about this very result. Joseph, through his bondage in Egypt, became a savior to his father's family, yet this fact did not lessen the guilt of his brothers. So the crucifixion of Christ by his enemies made him the Redeemer of mankind, the Savior of the fallen race and ruler over the whole world. But the crime of his murderers was just as heinous as though God's providential hand had not controlled events for his own glory and the good of man. As Joseph was sold to the heathen by his own brothers, so Christ was sold to his bitterest enemies by one of his disciples. Joseph was falsely accused and thrust into prison because of his virtue. So Christ was despised and rejected because his righteous, self-denying life was a rebuke to sin, and though guilty of no wrong, he was condemned upon the testimony of false witnesses. And Joseph's patience and meekness under injustice and oppression, his ready forgiveness and noble benevolence toward his unnatural brothers, represent the Savior's uncomplaining endurance of the malice and abuse of wicked men, and his forgiveness not only of his murderers, but of all who came to him confessing their sins and seeking pardon." And the last quotation for the quarter is found in Prophets and Kings, page 682 and 683, and it says, "The hope of redemption through the advent of the Son of God as Savior and King has never become extinct in the hearts of men. From the beginning, there have been some whose faith has reached out beyond the shadows of the present to the realities of the future. Adam, Seth, Enoch, Methuselah, Noah, Shem, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Through these and other worthies, the Lord has preserved the precious revealings of his will. And it was thus that to the children of Israel, the chosen people, through whom was to be given to the world the promised Messiah, God imparted a knowledge of the requirements of his law and of the salvation to be accomplished through the atoning sacrifice of his beloved Son." God bless, and thank you for listening throughout this quarter. If there are any suggestions, constructive comments as to how we could improve this, and if you feel it should continue for the next quarter, please comment. Thank you, and God bless you.